is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more Fortnite. And guys, I'm going to say this right now. I have never played a game quite like this. And it wasn't like I went into some specific lobby or some weird mode. It was just a simple game. The only difference, it was a no build game mode. But no build game mode solo. I was trying to get in a few more games before I guess they change up the season. And what happened was not anything like I could have ever imagined, because this game, I'm not even kidding, lasted almost an hour and a half. That's right, you heard that. An hour and a half solo Fortnite game. So, first, to just start off, apparently they had some new thing or new season they're starting, and it was basically something where I was forced to watch some concert by Snoop Dogg or something. And I've seen things like this in the past before, even though I did have a little 5-year hiatus between the last time I played until I started playing a month ago. But I had heard about it, seen stuff like this, so nothing too unusual. The only problem I had is this thing went on forever. I mean, it almost took 10 minutes just to watch me basically sitting here. I tried to leave, but it kept pushing me back. But basically, you're forced to watch a bunch of singing and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, can we move on? But eventually, after all this trailer is done, eventually I get to the part that I just want to do, play a simple game of Battle Royale solo Fortnite, no build mode, and it just kind of throws me in there. Like, I just basically drop, and the first thing I notice as I'm dropping, just randomly in the middle of the map, is that there is only 27 players. Now, I've been in a few games before where there wasn't a great deal amount of players. I don't know if it was ever this low, but yeah. I kind of deduced that probably a lot of them were just people who couldn't stand watching that whole musical orchestra for basically almost 10 minutes, which seemed like an eternity. So they probably just manually left just so they can drop in and play like I was trying to play a normal game. But at last, I was here. I guess, patience is a virtue, because I don't know how I had the patience to handle all this stuff. But I drop in and try to play like a normal game. Is it 27? Already got a huge mulligan here with limited amount of players. Might as well try to win this thing. I eventually go over to Doomstalt, and I'll be honest with you, this fight here is the most intense moment of the entire game. And it's basically just a guy's already here, and he's pretty loaded up. He's got the Iron Man Unibeam, he's got the War Machine blasters, and he just tries to go to town and blow up everything to take me out. But I do get a little lucky here, because I do exploit the one weakness of the whole Unibeam, is that you're kind of frozen in the air. But that is the whole most intense moment of the entire thing. So if you were here for an intense gameplay, this is not your video, because that is not the point of this whole thing. So that was my most intense, closest to death of any moment in this game. So that's it, because it goes completely downhill from here in ways that you probably aren't even expecting. So pretty much the rest of the circle is very non-impactful. And as you see, there's about 7 other players, not including myself, going in left. And I'm just thinking, since the whole thing opening with the whole Snoop Dogg new season, I was thinking maybe possibly if you win this, it's a special battle royale. Maybe it might be. Spoilers, it wasn't. It was just a normal battle royale at the end, but I didn't know that at the time. So I figured, maybe I should try to actually win this. And I played extremely, extremely cautious in this whole game. Maybe way too cautious, but eventually I see a guy I could hire in the final circle. So I was like, you know what? 2 heads are better than 1. So I go ahead and hire this guy to just have an extra body that someone could shoot at. But honestly, I didn't really need to do this at all, because he basically serves absolutely no purpose. Now, one thing I kept noticing on the map is I noticed one of the people had picked up the medallion, and it was basically the Mysterio medallion. And I always just kept being leery of him. But honestly, I shouldn't even have been leery. But another thing that I noticed is that while I knew he was accounted for, I still had, at this point in the game, 4 other players other than him, and I hadn't heard a bullet fire, and it was really eerily quiet, and it was kind of really making me very, very, very paranoid. And I was just thinking, like, what is going on here? Like, why is no one shooting at me? Like, right now would be an obvious time. I know I'm at the edge of one part, but I just figure in these moments someone would probably open fire. But yeah, it was just very, very quiet. I had a dude with the medallion on top of this mountain, and it was just me. But where are the other 4 players? Eventually, though, I had to encounter this guy, and he is up here, so I do get lucky to have the chainsaw to get up here on the other end. And while I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty epic fight, it is basically barely even a fight at all, because, in order for me to fight, someone actually has to both sides have to kind of fire back, and this guy just kind of stays there in cloaked mode, thinking, oh yeah, I don't obviously see him. Even without the auto turret, I obviously saw him. So, yep. That is the last person, guys, I actually killed. Now, you might be thinking, well, there's 4 other players left. Like, did you just, I guess you died before the game ended, right? Nope. That's not it. And as I see the circle get smaller, I'm starting to really panic. I'm thinking, okay, what is wrong with this picture? Where are the other people? Like, this circle is way too small to have, I can't see any of the 4 people. Why are they not firing at me? Like, this would be a perfect opportunity to have both of us fight each other here, bait us into a fight and then pick us off while we're weak or damaged. But nobody is fighting. I'm just watching the circle in vain, thinking, like, where are these people hiding? Like, I'm thinking of old school Season 1 Fortnite with the whole bush Wookiees, where people would hide in the bushes or something like that. But there's none of that in here. It's just basically empty space. There's nowhere to hide. How is this possible? Like, where are these other players? Eventually, I'm just wandering around here, just absolutely spooked, thinking, like, what is going on? Like, this doesn't make this doesn't make sense. Something's not adding up. Something's not making any sense, and I'm looking here in vain, and then it just dawns on me, like, they're not here. Like, these players are not here. I'm just walking around aimlessly. There's 4 other players, and they're not here, and this circle is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Eventually, my teammate does bite the dust and want to hire, but as I said before, I really didn't even need to hire him to begin with, and I'm just basically left with, 3 other players. One apparently just, I don't know, maybe they disconnected, maybe something happened. Okay, now another person went away, so now it's down to me and 2 other people. But as you can see here, this circle is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll get disconnected. Maybe something happened. I don't know. Maybe they've been in a storm the entire time. Wink, wink. Because basically, it gets to a point where the circle just is going to disappear, and these players are still here, so I guess it's all for nothing. I tried my best. I'm going to come up with the L in the most humiliating way. And as the circle completely disappears, yep, you are watching this, guys. I am in the storm completely, and I'm not taking storm damage. At this point, I'm just absolutely beside myself. I'm completely confused, baffled. I have no idea what is going on. Now I'm just thinking, is there something I'm missing? Like, why am I not taking storm damage? The whole map is covered in the storm, and I'm not taking damage. And I'm just sitting there trying to rationalize, like, what is going on? I didn't think for a moment, maybe it's because that rift in the center, when I started up with the whole Snoop Dogg thing, maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe if I go over there and glide over there, maybe that will explain what is going on. Maybe there's something I just didn't get the memo for. Maybe there's some news. Instead of gliding over there, I decided to pick up the Iron Man boot. To trust me, I get my usage out of them on this game by itself. I probably used them more in this game alone than I have my entire time since they've been a thing. So that says something of how long I was playing. But at this point, I decided to fly over there just to try it out. Because what do I got to lose at this point? Because I'm just basically going to be, I guess, looking for the other 2 people who might be on this map or not. When I get over there, it basically just nullifies all of my items automatically. So my location is hidden, whatever that means, and I cannot use any of my weapons or something. I didn't lose them because when I left the thing, it just gave them back, but apparently I can't use them in this space right here. So I don't know what purpose this serves, but whatever. I can't even pick up anything. It got dropped. So basically, it's just there for whatever reason. I have no idea. At this point, I'm just more confused, and I'm having more questions than answers at this point. Like, what is going on? What is the purpose? Why am I not dead? And where are these other 2 people? And are they even possibly in this game? And I'm just trying to think, like, what could I possibly do? Like, how could I, like, keep going? Because I'm at that point where it's like I'm really curious. Curiosity did indeed kill the cat, and I'm just trying to think, okay, what can I do? Like, I don't want to roll over and die. And I noticed that I had, the Mysterio medallion I picked up from a guy, the last dude I killed. So I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fly around and get the other medallions. I'm going to get the Emma Frost medallion first, and then I'm going to get the Doombot medallion. I might as well, because at least with the Emma Frost, I can have a little bit of a scanning range in case I can find somebody or, scan them or whatnot. But that's basically trying to find a needle in a haystack, or basically 2 players on the entire map of Fortnite with no way to indicate it. Because as I said apparently the storm doesn't hurt me, and maybe it's not even hurting them. So I do a lot of flying around here, and after 20 years of trying to find the rest of this stuff, I'm just thinking like, okay, like when is this going to happen? By the way, if you just notice on the top right hand corner, another person left the game, so it's down to 2 people. And I'm just thinking at this point, I might as well just keep playing. And I was just wondering how long is this going to drag out? I'm just trying to theorize, are these players even in the game? But unfortunately, I'm at that point where it's like, you know what? Is this a special game mode or whatnot? Did I accidentally enter something special? It's been a while to find this one Doombot thing, but it was on top of the castle here. But eventually I get the whole Doombot medallion, and I have all 3 of them, which is not something you normally do in a game unless you kill them all, but not done like this where I get them at their home locations while the storm is taking their whole area. But at this point, I'm just trying to find things to occupy myself, and at this point, it's been over an hour, and I'm just absolutely just at that point where I'm like, is this really even worth it? Probably not, but I guess, as they said in Dirty Harry, I gots to know, I gots to know. I've gotten this far, I might as well finish it out. And I decided I'm just going to travel around to every named location on the map. And with the boots, it makes it a lot more easier, and just have the Emerald scan them, and see if I can't find someone who's hiding out or whatever the heck they're doing, if they're even on this map in the beginning, because that's the point. I have no way of knowing. It could be a person stuck in a similar situation like me, but in a completely different map where they're the one by themselves, but it just says they're with another person. I have no way of verifying that. I'm just trying to knock it down. I'm just trying to find ways to keep myself busy and occupied. Eventually, though, I get around to the whole map. I think the only area that I last reserved or went to was the Nitrodome, but I saved that for last for whatever reason, just because I didn't want to go to that annoying music. I decided to capture the Isle, thinking, hey, you know what? If I capture the Isle, if they are on this map, at least they'll have an alert to me of me doing that, so they'll at least know, hey, this last player is there, so at least I can go right towards them and maybe, just maybe, have a final actual battle to determine who's the winner of this whole thing, if it's even a special event or maybe it's just a normal battle royale, who knows. Unfortunately, though, when I do cap it, it just doesn't even matter. I cap it and nothing happens. I sit there for a little while, a few minutes, and this person never comes if they're even in this game itself. And at this point, I'm just like, how long is this thing going to go? Because I do have to get up real early to go to work, so I'm thinking, man, I might possibly have to, just take the L and leave, and be in this type of thing. It's kind of frustrating. But as I said before, I didn't know if this was like a special royale. If I knew it was a normal one from the get-go, I would have just been like, you know what, it ain't even worth it at all, because this is now getting to the point where we're almost at an hour and a half of playing, and I'm just like been flying more around, wandering, than actually trying to fight or shoot somebody. But eventually I go to the last named area that I haven't explored, the Nitrodome, and as I said, I don't really like this area because I hate that annoying music. It's loud and obnoxious, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear this crap. I just want to get away from it. Especially, I didn't care too much for the Halloween style music of it. But alas, I got to go here. I got to verify and check it out just to make sure, because, hey, if I didn't go there and he was there, I would feel bad about it. So I look in this last place in vain. Probably not going to find anything. And I don't even really go in there. It just does a scan a little bit early before I kind of get in there. And I just say, you know what? I don't even want to be in here. I just want to get the heck out of here. I can't stand listening to this crap. So I just turn around, try to go in this way. It's kind of a wall. So I turn around and leave. And then eventually, at last, after basically an hour and a half, I guess the other guy just says he's had enough. No mas, no mas. Throw, we're in Rocky IV. Throw the damn towel. And trust me, I've never had a victory route feel so uneventful, so weak and lackluster, but definitely not in this way at all, period. It's just, I have a mixture of emotions of how I feel about this game. As I said, this was just a normal royale, and it basically gave me a normal victory that basically meant nothing. So I basically wasted an hour and a half of my life just to play a simple game mode. Yes, I did get the victory royale, but I don't feel too much like a victor. So that is the Fortnite game I played. So I just want to ask you guys, what happened? Can you guys please explain to me what in the name of all that is decent in the world happened? Why did this game go on for so long? Why wasn't the storm hurting me? Why were, apparently just people just unhurt by the storm? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Is it something with the whole event going on? Something I didn't know? But let me know down below if you guys have any questions or answers to this whole thing. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.